Well, good morning. Happy Thursday. You are looking live over Dublin this morning. The time is 6:30 on this October the 27th. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Wanye Reese. You're going to have a great Thursday because we are one day closer to the weekend, Caitlin.
That is right. Inching closer and closer. And really not a bad start to the day, Alex. Just a little chilly out there.
Yeah, that's right. We are colder this morning than we were yesterday morning across central Georgia, thanks to that cold front that slid on through yesterday. Looking live over Dublin about this time, we were seeing rain yesterday as well. This morning, not so much. Temperatures in the 50s there, 52 in Dublin, but it's much colder in a few other spots. 44 in Macon right now, 45 in Byron, 46 in Fort Valley, 51 over in Dudley, 52 in Irwinton, and 52 to get your morning started up in Baldwin County. We've got 46 in Unadilla, Butler, Montezuma, and Cordele this morning. Now, the temperature range, though, talking about 23 degrees colder right now than this time yesterday in Macon, 21 degrees colder in Warner Robins, and 22 degrees colder there in Eastman. The radar picture, quiet this morning, quiet across the southeast as well. Today, look for a high temperature of 76. It is going to be sunny with warm conditions this afternoon. Sunrise is at 7:48 this morning, inching closer to 8 a.m. But time change next weekend will prevent us from getting there. Sunny once again today. We will have clouds on the way for the weekend and rain possible late on Sunday. We'll go through all those details in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Alex. Right now, more speeding cameras are going online across central Georgia, and they're making court challenges more common, too.
That's right. That's the case here in Macon-Bibb County, where people challenged their tickets in municipal court for the third day yesterday. Here's what makes these cases different. One, this isn't regular traffic court. The judge is there to decide whether the county has the right to charge you for the ticket, if points go on your license, if there's traffic school, and whether you pay a $100 fine. Jimmy Howard was there trying to get his ticket dismissed.
I don't have kids in school. When the school is in and when school is out. If you don't post that where the public can see it and you bring it to the courtrooms, is that fair to me?
Now, the judge says you can hire a lawyer for these municipal court cases.
But you do need to bring your lawyer to your original court date hearing because the court doesn't have the power to push the date back. That's between you and the county.
Well, we do have a traffic alert for your commute this morning. In Milledgeville, GDOT will close the northbound lane on Columbia Street right across from Walmart. They say that's going to cause some major delays on that busy US 441 area. Crews will start work at 8:30 this morning, so in about 2 hours, and they hope to be done by 4, but they warn it could take a little longer than expected.
Well, right now, a Warner Robins man is sentenced to life without parole in a case from February of last year. A jury convicted Gregory Davis after a day-and-a-half trial. He's charged after the shooting death of DeAndre Pitts last February. Testimony showed Davis shot Pitts 6 times after the two got into an argument. 6:33 now this morning, a man who police say robbed a Forsyth credit union sits in jail. Forsyth police say it started with a panic alarm at Robbins Financial Credit Union on East Johnson Street yesterday evening. Police went ahead and arrested Michael Loftus and charged him with robbery by intimidation.
All right, now Perry police are looking for 3 men on the run in the theft of more than $250,000 in equipment from a golf company. 2 other men are in jail in the case. Investigators say the theft happened back in July at Mike's Golf Carts on Sam Nunn Boulevard. Someone stole 18 golf carts, a Ford pickup, and a 36-foot trailer. This week, a Houston grand jury indicted 5 men in the case. The suspects face dozens of charges, including 20 theft counts each. Well, the Dublin Civitan Club has worked to help the community for more than 65 years, and one way they do that is by hosting the Dublin Fair. The money they raise helps children with special needs and people with disabilities. Ramey Cohen went out to see how they change people's lives one ramp at a time.
The Dublin Civitan Club has mastered the art of giving a helping hand.
From start to finish, we can do everything in usually less than 3 to 4 hours max.
The club creates about 8 to 10 ramps a year. Mike Brooks works as the wheelchair ramp chairman. What makes the club so rewarding?
Especially when you build one for a child.
Brooks remembers building a ramp for a child years ago.
And he was at the glass door for 3 hours. He could not wait till we put that last screw in the last board. And then as soon as we got through and told him we were through, he zipped up and down that ramp. I mean, it bring tears to your eyes. If this was just a porch and there was no ramp and somebody's in that house in a wheelchair or a hospital bed and the house caught on fire, you know the outcome.
Most importantly, the ramps give people freedom. Jeremy McCorkle started volunteering more than 5 years ago.
Just think of how heavy a wheelchair is and somebody that can't climb up the steps. People having to have 2 people to help lift them up into their house.
Currently, the club has 44 members. Their 3 big events that help them raise money to build the ramps include hosting St. Patrick's Day in the spring, putting flags out for folks for the holidays, and the fall fair, along with other holiday events.
For the holidays, we give gift certificates and baskets to families in need, both with special needs kids and without. Seeing the joy in the kids' faces, anything that we can do to help the kids in our community is a great thing.
Brooks says at one point they had Georgia's largest Civitan Club.
Once you get started, when you get through, you're ready to go do another one right then. I mean, it's just go out and help somebody.
They hope to see more folks get involved. In Dublin, Ramy Cohen, 13 WMAZ News.
Some really great work they do. If you want to join, you can visit the Civitan Fairgrounds in Dublin on Wednesday afternoons at noon. They have a meeting every week at that time. Of course, we're going to be headed out to the fair tonight. The 13 WMAZ Listening Lab is getting ready for our final stop of the month. From Perry to Milledgeville, we have already heard from so many of you on issues that you want candidates to pay attention to. But tonight, the Listening Lab heads to Dublin. We'll be at that Civitan Club fair. And if you can't make it out, we do still want to hear from you. Just head to 13WMAZ.com right now, and you can fill out our survey online.
It's 6:37 today. Senate candidate Herschel Walker is planning a rally in Dublin at 6:15 p.m. with Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Now, this comes as Walker faces another allegation that he helped a woman have an abortion.
He pressured me to have an abortion and personally ensured that it occurred by driving me to the clinic and paying for it.
The woman, identified only as Jane Doe, came forward in a Zoom call set up by attorney Gloria Allred. The woman says the situation happened about 29 years ago. Allred says Walker not only paid for the abortion, but drove the woman to have the procedure done. Walker, who said he is against abortion, denies the situation. Meanwhile, his opponent, Senator Raphael Warnock, released his statement, quote, "We know Herschel Walker has a problem with the truth. Today's new report is just the latest example of a troubling pattern. Herschel Walker shouldn't be representing Georgians in the U.S. Senate," end quote. Senator Raphael Warnock met with supporters yesterday. You see him hopping off that bus in Augusta. During the campaign stop, he encouraged people to get out, vote, and pray. Tomorrow, Warnock travels to Dalton for his bus tour. The rally there is going to be starting up at 11:45 a.m. As the clock winds down to Election Day, candidates for Georgia's governor's office are all over Georgia. Abrams will be in Central Georgia today. At noon, she continues her Let's Get It Done bus tour. She's set to campaign in Baldwin County at Allen's Market in Milledgeville. Her opponent, Governor Kemp, is campaigning in southeastern and coastal Georgia today.
Well, today, Picnic in the Park is happening. The United Way of Central Georgia is honoring breast cancer survivors, and it features a survivor celebration walk, music, face painting, and some goodie bags. You can also get a dinner from Texas Roadhouse. You do have to sign up first, though, and you can do that on the United Way's website. Again, that's today from 4:30 to 6:30. They'll be out at Amerson River Park.
Coming up on 13 WMAZ, our TJ Anthony takes you to Macon's Grand Opera House and tells you about the latest shows taking the spotlight and lining the marquee. Plus, we give you some spooky fun events that you can enjoy this weekend as we approach Halloween. We're coming up on 6:40 now on your Thursday morning. Walking out that door, the cold may give you a scare because it definitely spooked me this morning.
Yeah, definitely a lot cooler than it was yesterday.
Yeah, some 10 to 20, 25 degrees colder this morning than this time yesterday. But that's thanks to that cold front that came through yesterday morning, brought us some rainfall. Not a whole lot here in Macon, though. Only 4/100ths of an inch down there at the airport. So we need the rain. We'll be talking about it here in just a moment. Here's a live look over downtown. A temperature this morning of 44 in Macon. We are just 12 degrees shy of the freezing mark. Not going to make it anywhere close to that, though. It should not get much colder than this morning. 50 in Forsyth right now, 47 in Roberta, 46 in Cochrane, 52 in Dublin. The radar picture is quiet as well this morning. We saw those showers yesterday morning as the front was working its way through. That has since slid away and no longer a concern for us here in Central Georgia. Now, as we head through the day today, these 40s are going to rise into the 50s, then eventually into the 60s here by the noon hour. 70s later on this afternoon. I'm thinking a high temperature right around 76. Notice clouds moving in during the overnight hours. Not able to get as cool tomorrow morning as we are this morning. Overnight lows somewhere somewhere near 60 with some 50s sprinkled in as well. Then into the mid-70s again tomorrow afternoon, probably a few degrees warmer than we are today as overcast skies really take over for Saturday morning and last into Saturday afternoon as well. Here we go into the afternoon and evening hours. Look over into the state of Alabama here. Our next weather maker beginning to approach late on Saturday. That's going to arrive on Sunday. Notice widespread rain possible across central Georgia. The GFS and Euro in fairly good agreement of this Sunday afternoon, but then roll the clock forward into Sunday evening, Monday morning. It does look like it's able to lift on out of here. So for trick-or-treating, we should be mostly dry in central Georgia, maybe 1 or 2 lingering scattered showers, but there will be plenty of dry hours to go trick-or-treating there on Monday. And of course, the dry weather will last into Tuesday as well with just some clouds lingering around. So here's how your Halloween forecast stacks up, going with a high of 76 on Monday, a chance for morning rain, and we could use the rainfall. Let's take a look at the month of October and what we've seen so far. Back on the 12th and 13th, picked up about just a shy of a 1/4 inch and then just shy of a 1/3 of an inch. And then yesterday, only 4/100ths of an inch of rain. So when you add it all up, we've only seen close to 6/10 of an inch of rain this month. Normally, we should see about 2 1/4. So we are down nearly 1 2/3 inches for the month of October. We could see some rain there before Halloween, which would help that number, but we need to see a lot of it, specifically 1.63 inches to put us in a surplus. Now for today, a high temperature of 76, sunny and a warm afternoon. Sunrise is at 7:48. Your football Friday night forecast for tomorrow night. Does it get much better than this? We're talking about 70s down into the 60s, sunset at 6:46 with a few more clouds building in. Here's your 7-day forecast. We've got 74 for tomorrow, 69 for Saturday. The showers and storms there on Sunday with a 60% chance of rain, but even though they last into the overnight hours of Halloween, we should be clearing out just in time for trick-or-treating. Then, of course, November begins on Tuesday, beginning it on a warm note and looking ahead to not this weekend, but next weekend. That's when we will fall back an hour and change our clock. So again, that's going to be next Saturday, not this weekend here in Central Georgia.